Alright, this is, well, we're going to take a look at the new Decision Games solo mini game. Free Phobos Rising is the name of the game. Yeah, there it is. Phobos Rising. And it is the first game in the Free Mars series of rules / games, and this deals with the surface combat. There is another game called Series Operation Stolen Base, which I do have over here, but I've not even looked at it yet. This game I've played 1.5 times, maybe twice, just to get a feel for it. And what I'm going to do is talk you through the game a little bit here. The map is a map of a part of Mars. There's some terrain features on here. There's volcanoes. The arrows represent lava flows. One-way arrows represent sluices, which are lava flows in only one direction, I guess up here. There's trenches, which are these. Escarpments, which are these single dashed lines. Craters, which are represented by a circle surrounded by another circle. Well, a dot surrounded by a circle. And then the normal terrain is, I guess, clear, or called outback. Now, what you have to do is you pick a mission, one of these 4 mission cards. This is the final mission, so to speak, so you don't, they say to leave that out at the, when you're first starting. So you pick a mission card, and then you build a team up from certain counters here, and they're named most of the time. And like this on the back of the counter, like you probably can't see that. This here, his name's Vic, and the numbers on the counter, the top number, oh, that's a bad counter to use, isn't it? Alright, let's use this one. The top number is the combat factor. So his combat factor is 1. The bottom number is his movement, and there's a symbol in the middle. This is a, I don't know if you can see it or not, it's an eyeball. Different members of your team will have different symbols on them. Bunch of flag, and those represent special abilities that they have. And you build your team out of a number of points that the scenario gives you. And you can also buy gear, which are these green counters here, which will give you pluses to different tests. Like this is a smart suit. It gives you 1 hammer and wrench and 1 eyeball. And once you move around the map, you have to pick these event cards, so to speak, and they're random, and you pick one, and it gives you an event. Usually it's a challenge where you have to roll against a certain symbol, and you roll so many dice depending on how many symbols you have. You add your, how many symbols you have on your team members and your gear, and you roll dice. Certain numbers give you so many successes, and that's basically the way the game's played. And you have to complete the mission, and then there's installations on the Mars map. Well, that's spaceport. There's a lab. There we go. And once you take these, they're randomly placed on the map, They could be anywhere. And once you take them over, you flip them. And once you flip them, you get the ability on the back. Like if you get the lab, you can recruit the exohumans, which are a little bit more powerful team members. If you get the terraformer, if you take the terraformer over, you get one extra wrench. If some test you take calls for a wrench roll, you can use that installation as an extra die. There are OP4 units which show up, through cards that you'll have to battle in one shape or another. And the team, individual team members are kept up here in the team box. The counter on the map is a team counter, which represents all your men or women or transsexual, vestite, whatever your preference, or non-bisexual, genderality, whatever. And this represents your whole team. And you move across the Mars map to try to accomplish your mission, but you don't know what your mission is at the beginning of the game. You have to complete a net challenge. So at the beginning of the game, determined by the scenario, the net level starts at a certain number. The number represents your bonus to initiative, the number of OP4 units that you draw when you fight OP4, the additional die rolls of mission card objective. It represents a number of things. The higher it is, the better it can help you, but in other ways it can also harm you. So there's some challenge in keeping it at the level that works best for you during the mission. But the thing is, you have to complete a test against this net level using one of your characters. You can do it from any location, but again, you have to have the symbol. The number of dice you roll has to match the symbol for the net, which I believe is the eyeball symbol. But in any event, once you succeed at the mission, which is placed up here at the mission marker spot, then you randomly determine where the mission is placed on the map, where you have to get to. Then you have to make it to that point and complete the mission. And of course, in the meantime, you can take over installations to help you in, because at the end of every move, you have to pull a event card, and there's a number of them, and there's all kinds of different things that can happen to you. So, depending on where that mission marker nexus comes out at, it could be hard, it could be easy, who knows what's going to happen. And again, who knows what mission you'll pick, and but it's entirely left up to you how you want to build a team. You have, like I was saying, you have a certain number of points. You can buy team members that have different abilities on them, and you can also buy gear. It's pretty swingy game, I guess you could say. You could, if you're a total moron, you buy the complete wrong stuff, but you don't know what you need until you flip that mission card. Though, if you save a recruit point from when you're buying members and gear, each gear is double-sided. The front side of this one is that's a bad one to use as an example. The front side of this one is a utility. It gives you 2 wrenches. If that's what you pick at the beginning of the mission, you're allowed to flip the marker over to use the back side for 1 recruit point if you kept the recruit point from when you originally gathered your team and gear. So you may want to pay attention to the back side of the counter when you're picking your gear. But to be honest with you, man, who's going to save a recruit point if you can? I mean, I don't know. But we're going to take a further look at the game, and I'm going to do a playthrough of it. Hopefully, it'll be a better playthrough than the Iwo Jima game. But it's still fresh and new to me, so I'm going to screw up, I'm sure.